Hi, I'm Dee. Today's Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis friendly recipe is salmon poke bowl. It's dairy-free, very low in saturated fats and high in omega-3. These are the ingredients. I have a salmon steak here marinating in teriyaki. I've got sushi rice, white wine vinegar, and we're going to use a tiny amount of golden caster sugar with it. All the other things are completely optional, and you may think of other things you might like instead. But to break up the richness of the salmon steak, I have got some mango. I'm going to pickle some cucumber. I've got some frozen edamame here. I've got some curly kale, which we could use to make a seaweed type ingredient. We've got kimchi, spring onions, sesame seeds, and actual nori too. So the first thing we need to do is wash the rice a few times. The experts would say you want to wash it until the water it's standing in is completely clear. But I had used so much water after washing it about 7 times that I just felt like it was time to stop. Then you want to leave it to stand for 30 minutes. Next, we're going to pickle the cucumber. I'm just going to use a potato peeler to make some shavings of cucumber. And now I'm going to mix it with some salt just to draw out the excess moisture. We'll wash it off again afterwards, but this will just draw out the excess moisture to enable the cucumber to take on some of the vinegar taste afterwards. We'll leave that for about 15 minutes. You could add some simple nori into this dish, but if you don't tend to buy it, you can just make an equivalent by spraying some extra virgin olive oil onto some curly kale and mix it in, and then bake that at 180 degrees C for about 4 minutes. I'm now going to add water to a ratio of 120 mils to every 100 grams of rice. I'm going to put it in cold and then bring it to the boil for 5 minutes. After that, let it simmer for a further 10 minutes, making sure it has a lid on. The rice has been boiling for 2 or 3 minutes now, so I'm going to put the salmon in the oven. That'll take about 12 minutes at 180 degrees C. While the salmon's in the oven, I'm going to make the mixture to put onto the rice, just to give that a bit of a nice flavour. So I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of white wine vinegar into here, and 1.5 teaspoons of golden caster sugar. I was debating as to whether or not to put this recipe on because of the sugar. Sugar is an inflammatory ingredient. It can cause inflammation, and inflammation is one of the things that causes us with MS some of our issues. But this is a very small amount of sugar. We're using golden caster sugar because it's less refined, and this is going to be spread a lot across 4 people's worth of rice. So I think it's okay. I've looked in the recipe book and on the website, and there is golden caster sugar used in other recipes too, so I think it's okay. You just want to stir that and taste. You want to have that nice balance of sweet and sour. Yeah, that's good. I've just washed the salt off the cucumber and blotted it dry with some paper towel, and now I'm just going to soak it in a little bit of white wine vinegar. And we're about 4 minutes from the end now, so I'm going to put the kale in. That wants to cook for 3 to 4 minutes, but do keep an eye on it. Okay, the rice is cooked. I'm going to turn that off and lay it out on a big surface like a baking tray to cool down. And spread it out as much as possible. Okay, the salmon is out. The kale isn't quite all crispy yet, so I'm going to give it 1 more minute. Meanwhile, now the rice has cooled slightly, I'm just going to stir this mixture again and drizzle it onto the rice. And then mix it all around. And now we're ready to put it all together. I cannot stress enough that this is so optional. You could use as little of this as you like. I'm definitely not trying to overwhelm anyone, but it's just a few ideas put together. It's a complete fusion dish because I've got kimchi, which is from Korea. It's just whatever you think tastes good together. So there's the salmon. There's the pickled cucumber. There's the kale. Or you could cut up nori and put that on there if you want to. I've got some spring onions and the mango. Sesame seeds. Oops. And kimchi. And if you want some, I've also steamed these edamame that I just found in the supermarket. They took 2¼ minutes to steam in the microwave. And there you go. This is my salmon poke bowl. Dairy-free, very low in saturated fats, high in omega-3, so really good for the brain. Thank you very much for watching.